What is going on, guys? Happy Wednesday. Behind the Lines, episode 86 piece. Hold the fry. Jovan, how we doing, bro?
Pretty good, pretty good. What's up?
We're living. Another day, another judge melt piece. How about it? If he's this good and if he's the MVP, why doesn't he just lean over and take one of those balls out of the park? You know?
Yeah, pull Barry Bonds, go intentional walk, just hit it.
Yeah, definitely. It sucks. For Judge for sure. I don't feel bad one bit. The guy's about to be one of the richest people in the U.S. in a couple months. He and Judge is a good dude. Don't get me wrong. If he was on any other team, I would be a huge fan. The dude's awesome. He's a beast. But he's not on any other team. He's on the worst team, the evil empire, the team I've been bred to hate. There's nothing I can do. Can't do anything about it. Not my fault.
It's out of
Oops.
your hands.
It's out of my hands, man. Straight up. It's out of my hands. What can I do? The only thing I can do is just continue to fade his under home run until I literally have a private island. And I'm going to continue to do it. That's good. I'm happy that they refunded the hit boost on DraftKings. That's confirmed. I'm pretty sure. I've been seeing that in chat. I've been seeing that on Twitter. They did refund that. Good for them. Good for them. They kind of had to.
The same.
Kind of had to. I think people would have lost their fucking mind. Guys, we talked about it yesterday. The sports books have made so much coin on this Judge home run debacle. They've already made so much coin that at this point, they just want to give the people the freebie, right? They've already made so much money, 7 games of people taking his boosts for him to hit a home run, that they have enough bread on this where they're good. Now it's at the point where they're starting to look bad. So that's why you're seeing them give out the hit boost yesterday, which didn't even hit too, which is crazy. They ended up refunding that too. So I think I have the same wavelength as the books right now, at least with their game plan. And we're probably going to see boosts for his home run every single game until he hits it. And the books are just going to keep laughing to the bank as he continues to not do it. It's fucked up. It really is. Because, they have the $50 limit on the bet, on the boost, right? But, almost every person who has an account on that sports book is doing that. Throwing $25, throwing $50 on it. And that shit adds up. Hundreds of thousands of people doing it. Shit adds up. Did you like anything in this day game that just started? My lean was the under. Didn't end up pulling the trig because I can't buy a day baseball bet to save my freaking life.
Yeah. I mean, I threw Brian Reynolds his bases in an entry just because he's not usually up for that, and he's been hitting the shit out of the ball lately, so that's all I really cared on with that.
Okay. All right. I think the game goes under. I thought it was weird seeing it go from 8 to 7.5 with 2 shit pitchers on the bump. And I think these offenses just blow dick and wanted to take the under. Didn't end up taking it. Probably would have leaned Reds if I had to take a side at plus chick, but didn't love it at all. That would simply be just kind of a system play. You fade the sweep, but didn't bet anything on this one. Trying to be way more picky with the bets because tired of losing MLB bets. Straight up. Yesterday had 2 bets, 2-0. That's what I'm talking about. Fuck Mike Trout. He's a piece of shit for not signing those kids' autographs, and he's a piece of shit for not coming through for our 5-piece last night. Straight up. I've completely changed my mind on the autograph situation after last night.
Yeah.
Completely changed my mind.
He's a dick for it.
He's a dick. No, I'm completely joking. But
who's not, though? Josh Young.
Who?
Josh Young.
Who the fuck is Josh Young? What did he do?
He's the guy, the prospect on the Rangers who had 2 tanks and all 5 of their RBIs last night.
Did you guys end up sprinkling on the ML, on the Rangers ML?
I mean, I'm not going to say I did it just sprinkled, but
wow.
I rode the ML and I rode the team total, mostly a team total, though, just because I was scared for the pitching situation. They came out and threw a gem. So, I mean, shout out those guys.
Good bets. Chelly, get Tito's, bro. Get Tito's for the weekend. We're gonna need lots of it. Get some Tito's, probably some high noons, and call it a day. Bada bing, bada boom. All right.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple, right? Glasnow's pitching today. How you feeling about that?
I'm excited. It's a long time coming. I think he's going to come out. I mean, he's going to be pretty limited. So that's why I'm not like running to bet the Rays, even though it's like a biased bet, just wanting to back Glasnow. But I think he's going to come out. He's going to look good for a little short outing.
Okay. What are we thinking here? We thinking 80 pitches? We thinking 70 pitches?
I don't know. I've been searching for stuff pretty much all the last 24 hours, and I don't think there's really a set number or whatever.
I'm assuming he's not up on any books for any sort of outs or pitches or anything.
No,
like that.
Yeah,
nobody fucking has a clue.
Not at all. They don't even have like his like strikeout line or anything on books. I think they might have just put it up, and I think it's on Prize Picks now. Yeah, it's at 3. So I mean,
Jesus. So he might really only go. I mean, the Guardians don't strike out, so guys, please don't fucking take that over. 3 strikeouts against the Guardians who don't strike out in the guy's first start back. Let's just wait. Let's wait and see what he's got in the tank. Not saying he's not going to hit it. I doubt he'll hit it, though, but they're putting that up for a reason. Nobody's taking Glasnow's under in his comeback, I don't think. A person would do that shit is me.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you could get there. I don't think it's a terrible bet. It's just like until
you're getting a really good number. You're getting a really good number because he's not going to pitch that long, and you're getting a really good number because it's against a good offense that doesn't strike out, right? So, I mean, yeah, you're getting a decent number, which would probably be, at 4 if it was against another team. Maybe even fucking higher. Who knows?
Yeah, I guess it comes out.
Okay, but that's the only prop he has up. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, Hagelin loves it. Great. All right. Yeah, who knows when he's going to get pulled, your boy John. That's a good point. Kevin Cash could leave him out there for 9 innings. Who fucking knows with that guy?
That's probably the one thing you won't do.
I'll tell you right now, seeing McKenzie, maybe I don't overthink it. Maybe just don't bet it because it's his first game back. But McKenzie at only minus 125, minus 130-ish against, the Rays, a little bit of a worse team that's has a guy coming back in his first start. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean 6.5 total. Might see 6 sometime soon too.
Well, we know the Rays bullpen's going to be locked down when they go in the 5th or 6th, right?
I'd hope so. Depends who they bring in.
Has McKenzie been okay of late? He's been okay.
Oh yeah, I mean he's been more than okay. He's been great.
Yeah.
He's either just most of the time he's been really, really good, but he could always have like those one starts where he just blows up. But he's been all right recently.
He hasn't given up.
He hasn't had one of those starts in a while.
He hasn't given up more than 3 runs. The last time he gave up more than 3 runs was 2 starts back to back. He gave up 4 runs against the Sox and Snakes, and this was at the end of July, beginning of August.
Yeah.
He hasn't had like a real bad 6 or 7 run outing since literally end of June. So that shit's over, I think. He's kind of buckled down, which is good. He needs that shit. And this is the kind of shit I need to see out of my guy, Josiah Gray. Buckle down. Stop giving up those fucking 7-run games. Lock in. Figure it out. It's time. You can't just pull the fucking young guy card anymore. Lock in. Yeah. Let's get it going.
I think Yeti's supposed to be back in the lineup today too, finally.
Interesting. Well, that doesn't make me want to take the Rays because, he's probably going to be a little bit rusty at least in his first couple of bats.
Yeah.
I don't know. These guys are freaks. Maybe that doesn't even matter. These guys are freaks. Kev, good call in the Zach Greinke masterclass, brother. You're a freak for that. Good call. You're the only one I heard talk about that yesterday. Good shit. What else happened yesterday? Aaron Judge didn't hit a home run. That's about it. Okay. The Braves tied the Mets for the divisional lead.
Yeah, they're gonna probably take
Braves
the lead.
Won yesterday. Mets lost yesterday, right? Yeah. So they head into a series. Does it start tonight? Nope.
No.
Braves have a game against the Nats today, and they're minus 210. Josiah Gray pitching at home with Odorizzi. That's a sketchy game. Ay. Lieutenant Goose coming with the heat. Guys, Lieutenant Goose is doing his job here. You guys need to take a page out of his playbook.
Now I'm going to the reverse run line on the Marlins, not even just the money line.
All right. Yeah, who's pitching for the fucking Marlins?
Taiwan Walker versus Luzardo.
Luzardo, Jesus, dude.
I
But
see Taiwan. I see Taiwan Walker sitting at the minus 190-ish.
We might have missed our Marlins juicy ML opportunity last night when I was trying to fucking convince people to take Pablo Lopez and nobody would listen. And they acted like he was on the short bus. The dude's been pitching great.
I don't think we missed it. I think it's going to happen again.
Okay. It definitely could. I mean, no way the Mets lose back-to-back games to the Marlins in a crazy playoff hunt at the end of the game, right? There's no fucking chance, right?
Yeah, no chance.
Grow up. Okay. I can get behind that, obviously. Look, the total's at 7 again. If the total was at 8, 8.5, I'd be like, all right, the Mets can win this game by 10 today. Mets offensive outburst. Total's at 7. Mets aren't doing shit today. Straight up. And you could talk about, you could say, oh, it's the fucking Marlins offense. They don't score runs. Guys are an MLB team, and the total here is at 7 with 2 pitchers who are kind of sketch, but 2 pitchers who can lock in at any moment and could get it today. Could be a low-scoring close game. In a low-scoring close game, I want my money on the plus 165, not on the minus 200. Okay? I'm with you, bro. So tomorrow, the Braves and Mets series start, I hope. Maybe Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
No, not Friday. Friday. Oh, Friday. Yep, Friday confirmed. Bassett Fried. Wow. Let's fucking go. That's going to be an electric series this weekend. W.
It's going to be fire.
W. If only somebody told me, 2 months ago to bet on the Braves to win the division when they were plus 300, plus 400. That would be really nice to be sweating out right now, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I did do that. And wait, I do have a ticket burning in my pocket with the Braves to win the division at plus 400.
Burning?
It's burning. Does Judge do it today?
I mean, baseball brain-wise, like if there's any game to do it, it's going to have to be today.
Miguel Andujar is him. My bad, Jovan. But yeah, he's been nice. You definitely didn't watch his Pirates game yesterday, did you?
I'd
hope not. Okay.
Yeah, I did.
I'd hope not. Well, I did. Or at least I had it on one of my TVs. And I mean, they had the bases cocked 3 times and didn't score a run a single time, the Pirates, during that game. It was 1-1 at that point. They did score a run at some point, but they had the bases cocked 3 times in that game and didn't score a run, which that might have never happened before in MLB history. That's impressive. Bases loaded, no runs, no outs. Insane. They came through. Miguel Andujar hit a fucking. So the last time the bases were cocked, I was watching it. I was like, all right, they're finally going to get to him here. Let's go. Andujar hits a rocket with 2 outs after the fucking 2 batters before him struck out when the bases were cocked with no outs. Andujar hits a rocket down the fucking left field line. Kyle Farmer makes a crazy diving catch. It's the first time I've ever seen Kyle Farmer make a defensive play. Crazy diving play at third base. I'm like, all right, he's going to beat this shit out, and we're going to have bases cocked with a run scoring here. This is perfect. No way he gets the ball to first in time, throws it across the diamond. Miguel Andujar was literally walking to first base. I've never seen a human being slower. I don't know if he's hurt or something, but holy shit. That dude is the slowest guy I've ever seen. He is slower than Wilson Ramos. You remember that guy? He's slower than Wilson Ramos, who had a 0 speed on MLB The Show.
Yeah, Ray's legend.
Nats legend. People forget when he got LASIK, he turned into Barry Bonds.
Yep.
Turns out the dude just couldn't see. Couldn't see the whole time. Also, that guy's got some crazy stories, dude. Motherfucker got kidnapped. Yeah. People forget. The Nats had to pay his bond. Dude got kidnapped in his home. I don't know if it was Venezuela or something. Motherfucker got kidnapped, and the Nats literally had to pay to his ransom to get him out. Nuts. People forget that. Pirates did strike first. I'm happy I didn't take the under. Although last night I think they had an early run in the game and shit still soared under because his offense is black. But Miguel Andujar with the bases clearing double later in that game. Another bases clearing opportunity. So shout out Andujar. You are no longer on the Yanks. You're free, and you're my friend. Thank you, Miguel. Appreciate it, buddy. We have a really good guest coming on in about 25 minutes. My guy Gino. He runs Bet Openly, which is a really cool website, peer-to-peer sports betting. Very cool. He's going to come on and we're going to talk about sports books and setting lines and where their heads are at. It's going to be a really fucking good combo. This dude's smart. He's been in this industry for longer than we have. I'm really excited to pick his brain on it because he's got some thoughts on these lines for NFL this weekend. You know, the Bengals line, the Bengals being a weirdly high favorite against the Dolphins. I think we all expected that line to be a little tighter, right? And same thing with the 49ers, which is his team, I'm pretty sure. So very, very excited to pick his brain here in about 20 minutes. Going to be a dope combo. And I think we're going to run like 15 minutes late today. I don't know if you're cool with that or not, but
yeah, fine.
Trent's getting some fucking furniture put together or something. So we're running until 2:15 Eastern time.
Corp.
That's some corp shit. Yeah. Motherfucker's going to build his shit from IKEA. You couldn't pay me. You couldn't pay me to get furniture from IKEA. I did this shit in college. It sucked. We've all been there. It's the worst. It's the worst. Yeah, I would literally pay people to fucking build my shit for me because I was a lazy sack of shit. I'm assuming that's what Trent's doing too. He hired TaskRabbit Bulls.
Yeah, you know he's not putting that together himself.
Bro, I would literally pay my fucking roommates. I'm like, I'm done. I'm not doing this shit. I'm not doing it. That's actually hilarious though. But putting that shit together from IKEA, man, it is a task. That shit blows. It sucks. It sucks. We've got plenty of baseball games today. How about the Dodgers putting in Kimbrel again in a tight opportunity and him blowing it again?
Yeah, you want to talk about a clown off? Both him and Hader blowing their saves. Unreal.
God, Hader. I stopped watching. Hader blew it too.
Yeah, he threw a wild pitch with 2 outs to score the tying run to send it in the extras.
Oh. It was a really bad wild pitch. Let me see if I can find it.
I think technically, it might have been a passed ball by the letter of the law.
I mean, it was either way. It was a fucking terrible throw. Oh, what the fuck? I mean, he should catch that, but what are we doing here?
Yeah.
I'm assuming he started that inning. Did he start that inning or did he come in during that inning? I'm assuming he started the inning and got these guys on base. So that's ridiculous, dude. He sucks, man. And I'm rooting for him. The dude's from Maryland. Like, I'm rooting for the guy to figure it out. Come on, bro. But he just doesn't have, like, it's insane. The Brewers are playing chess when everyone's playing checkers. Not saying they're a good team, but they must have known something was going on. Or maybe this is only happening because of the trade. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Ha-Sung Kim had an error. Oh, I love Lamp, 760. Brutal. Brutal. Shelly, what time are you running your pod, bro? What time are you guys running your little shit today? Pretty sure it's today. That's a W for the community. Shelly and Fruity are running a hockey show. 5 Eastern. Fire. W.
Heat.
I'm not going to ask any questions. I'm not going to try to learn hockey. I'm just going to tail the goats this year. You know, I'm going to watch hockey. I'm going to enjoy it and squad ride with the boys. But, I mean, why try to outsmart the 2 goats that we already have? You know what I mean? Let's just ride with them. I think.
Damn right.
Yeah. We get a pretty good game tonight in Seattle. Martin Perez and Kirby. Low total here at 6.5. Opened up at 7. Now we're at seeing 6.5 here.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's definitely very interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense though. Like I was deciding. We were talking about this when we were deciding between the team total and the Rangers money line last night.
Mm-hmm.
I guess like I went with the team total as like the main play, the play that I put multiple units on. Because I was like, you know what? I don't want to deal with the pitching situation for the Rangers. They have an opener that I'd never heard of, and then their bulk guy I've heard of before, but they just brought him up from AAA. And this Mariners offense looked atrocious. Like there was barely even a threat of them scoring like the entire game. There really hasn't been for weeks.
Bro, you know, the Mariners haven't been to the playoffs in over 20 years, right? It's the longest drought in all of sports history. Currently, right now, active. Guys, that shit weighs on players. That shit weighs on teams. The Mariners, I'm pulling up the standings just to double check and confirm that nothing crazy has changed over the last couple of days, but
No,
the
I mean,
Mariners are in.
Yeah, they should be in unless there's some they lose out and the Orioles.
They'd have to lose out, and the Orioles would have to probably win out, some crazy shit like that. Maybe give or take one game. I mean, I'm not going to crunch the numbers. I'm not Albert Einstein, but it's pretty much locked in. But Seattle, it's got to be weighing on the back of these players' minds. Like they know they have not been in the playoffs in forever.
They're also doing this without Julio Rodriguez for
some injury. They've had some serious injury cheese this season. They have. They've had some injury cheese. Ty France has been banged up all year. Dude's a fucking warrior playing through a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
J-Rod has been in and out of the lineup pretty much the whole second half of the season, right? So I'm with you 100%. I mean, even Cal Raleigh hasn't been playing as much. Big country. Maybe they're just resting him. I don't know if he's actually been hurt or not, but I haven't seen him in the lineup nearly as much. Could be just resting the big boy. Got to keep him fresh for the playoffs.
Other than Mitch Haniger and I guess you could say Carlos Santana at times too, nobody's really hitting in this lineup.
Yeah, Haniger has been out a while for this team too. Eugenio Suarez just came back from the IL.
Yeah,
it's not just been play; they've been banged up. But the games they've been playing, the games they still have to play as a professional baseball team, they're not scoring runs at all. Their offense is asleep.
It's bad. And it's not going to work for them come most likely. I think they're going to end up playing the luckiest team in MLB history, the Guardians.
So the luckiest team in MLB history is going to be facing off against the miracle team breaking their streak, longest active streak of missing the playoffs. The team that's coming into the playoffs, probably the coldest out of any of the teams.
Yeah. Shocker.
Unbelievable. It's like when fucking Providence got linked up against, who was it? South Dakota State, the team that was so offensively efficient. Ooh, the best three-point shooting percentage in basketball. You watch those guys play, Jovan? That looked like my fucking private school all-white kids basketball team that lit. That's what that team looked like. They sucked. Providence ran circles around those boys. Yeah, they had a lot of threes, but give me a fucking break, dude. Like, the luck does not run out, although it will run out for the Guardians in the playoffs. And it worries me a little bit seeing this team. Does it remind me a little bit of the Nats in 2019? It does, because but I think we were more just hot. Like, we were scoring runs, we were hitting home runs, we were doing things the right way. Did we have a little bit of luck on our side? Hell yeah, we did. Shout out Josh Hader. Shout out the right fielder who immediately got released from the Brewers.
Grisham.
Yeah, shout out Trent Grisham, Padres legend, Brewers legend, right?
Yep.
That was luck. And that got us, to advance. And then we took our hot streak and continued. Yeah. So you need luck. You do.
I will say though, as lucky as they are, it doesn't come without like their bat to ball skills are great. Which when you put the bat on the ball and you're not striking out literally ever, good things are going to happen. So in terms of the AL, other than the one top team that they would have to end up facing, which would be the Astros. At the end of the day, I'm not really scared of the Yankees. Not to say that they're going to blow by them, but the one team I think you'd have to worry about is the Astros with their pitching staff. And if they're not striking out against that pitching staff and putting the ball in play, and lucky hits like that are going to happen, and all this stuff is going to fall in place. So, I wouldn't be shocked to see them make a run, not just because they're lucky, but the way that they play kind of lends their skill to being able to be a giant killer type team.
So fucking annoying, dude.
It's super annoying. Super annoying.
Yeah, no. Hey, no hate on Quan, by the way. Quan is a freak. Quan is a leadoff menace.
He is.
That dude is really good. He gets on base like no other. So respect to him. And it's really cool. The Guardians are I think they're the youngest team that's going to be in the postseason. I think they're the youngest team in MLB this year, or if not one of the youngest teams. So respect, honestly. But that's not the kind of team I want my coins on in the playoffs. But neither is the fucking Mariners, who can't hit a baseball. So that series is going to blow. Give me the under in every game. Give me the under in every game.
It's probably a great bet.
Give me the under in every game.
Yeah, they also are the youngest team by far in the playoffs, and
yeah,
I think in the MLB in general, they're the youngest team.
Why do you think I'm hating on this team? Probably because they've cost me thousands of dollars, dude.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? You want me to act like I'm happy that this team luckily wins and fucks my bets over? You want me to celebrate that this team owns me and lives beachfront in my brain and fucks over my bets? You want me to like jump around and do backflips and cartwheels? Grow the fuck up.
Yeah, it's not about any specific players. I mean, I love a lot of the series or a lot of the players in the
Jose Ramirez is a top 5 player in MLB.
Yeah,
there you go. Is that what you want to hear? He is. He is.
Love Josh Naylor. It's just
Yes.
Every time I look at whether I bet against the Guardians or even last night they tied the game on, like, every time I looked it was an infield single. I'm like, that's just how they are. It's frustrating.
How about the Padres coming through last night? I cannot believe I didn't end up betting on them. I'm really trying to not send as many bets right now, just in general, especially in baseball. Trying to be really good until we get to the playoffs, and then the units will be absolutely fired off and deployed. But we got a really good game again tonight, Urias versus Muskie. The way Urias has been looking, the way Muskie's been looking, I was expecting the Dodgers to be a little bit more of a favorite here. I'll be honest with you. Who knows what the lineups are at? No clue. No clue what's going to happen in this one. Bro, this guy thinks I wear socks. You kidding me? How many times I got to do it? You think I'm wearing socks after this whole fucking season? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Can't do it.
You think I'm a fraud? You think I just wear socks now? I haven't worn a sock in months. Haven't worn a sock in months. Yeah, I should be charging for that shit. God. My fucking hooves, bro. They're huge. Look at those pups. I mean, I would have probably set this line at Urias minus 175. What are you thinking? Musgrove has seen better days.
He has. I just think, like, I mean, we've talked about it. Like, they've clinched at this point. They're going to be trying out different stuff lineup wise and in the bullpen. Will that come against the Padres? We won't really know until it happens. So I think their lines are going to be very short, kind of going forward against better teams.
Can we not use the R word in this chat, please? Thank you. Please do not use the R word in here. Thanks. You're right, though. The Padres, and we talk about it, every team that fucking goes out there is all the players are trying to win the goddamn game, okay? We're not saying we're not saying that players are going out on the field trying to get out on purpose.
Yeah.
But managers are going to be trying new things. Like you said, Davey Martinez, he's done this his whole fucking managerial career. When they clinch, they're going to try new shit in the bullpen at the end of the year to see if anything works, to see if anything's clicking better than what they had going on. I mean, especially this year with the bullshit they've had at the back end of that bullpen. So the Padres aren't trying any new bullshit. The Padres need to win every goddamn game they can right now. That's why you might see lines a little bit shorter in situations like this. So this is why this is a really tough time, of the year for me to bet on baseball, because effort levels and managerial decisions are going to be changing the lines. They're going to be making the lines a little bit different. So just something to keep in mind.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a couple of those out there today with the Yankees and Cardinals. Like, I really just want to pull the trigger on the Blue Jays, but it just seems like it makes a lot of sense. It seems like too easy, but Mitch White is on the mound and it's very short. But, I mean, I would much rather – the one that I will be placing, and probably pretty soon because it keeps shooting up, is the Brewers. Against
the Brewers.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
Did you bet on them yesterday? Because I literally didn't, and nobody talked about it. I thought I was going to get tweets, like response, like, why aren't you on the Brewers today? I'm going to pat myself on the back.
Yeah.
For not taking them yesterday, because I'm tired of cake. And
I couldn't do it after that line move either.
I'm tired of it. So you didn't take it?
No, I just took the square that also flopped because the relief pitcher came in and gave up a tank. But
I'm tired of Milwaukee cake. I am.
Not today.
Not today.
I haven't taken the Brewers money line wise in a while, but I'm taking them today. The line keeps shooting up, which, I mean, it should with Connor Woodruff, but it's probably because the Cardinals are going to be resting a guy or two in that lineup. And I don't like to use the phrase they have to win this game, but they're going to be pulling out all the stops, and the Cardinals have already come out and said they're going to be fleshing out a couple of the bullpen things, just like you would think like the Dodgers are doing too. So I just think this is a game where Woodruff comes out and shoves. Quintana is going to get hit up a little bit. I would expect this in a regular game too. So I'm going to take that before it goes up any higher. I think it's sitting like I think it's even crossed 160 now. I'm seeing.
I mean, yeah, the Brewers are getting hammered today. I'm seeing
Should be
on action they're getting $1 bazillion. Not really trusting that. I mean, on DraftKings they're getting 43% of the bets, but 87% of the handle. Holy smokes! Big boys are putting down big boy bets on that.
Yeah.
Although that's on the spread though. Hold on. Okay, on the ML, 61% of the bets and 83% of the handle. So same. Big bets are coming down on the ML on the Brewers today.
Yeah, right. Rightfully so.
All right. I mean, it's Woodruff versus Quintana. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? I like the movement. I'm with you. I'd be concerned if it didn't move. You know?
Yeah, 100%.
Do I think the Brewers win this game? Yeah. Am I ready for more Milwaukee cake? I don't know. I need to look myself in the mirror first. Champagne showers, B Camp saying. Helsley won't be available. Huge, Matt. Good call. If the Cardinals win this game, the Cardinals clinched last night, did they not?
Yeah.
Cardinals clinched last night. Okay.
Yep.
That also could have something to do with this line being a little longer than expected. Okay. I'm like you said, I'm sure St. Louis will probably be resting a guy or two today. Okay.
Yeah. Or rest Nolan Arenado after he had 0 runs and RBI yesterday.
Yeah. Probably should have taken his under fantasy score like we talked about. I'm pissed at our Cardinals rep. Landon. Landon, I'll see you in my office today. All right. No, Landon's right. He's right about the Cardinals more times than he's wrong, at least from when he's talked to me about them. So, Colin, how about them Pirates, brother? Arg. Sure they can. Sure. Oh, no, Cruz is him. Oh, they're doing stuff right now. Oh, sure.
Oh, we got Brian Reynolds up too.
Bases are cocked.
Are they?
Yeah, bases are cocked. I'm saying. Oh wait, no, they're not.
Second, third. My man Brian.
Well, it's 3-0. Check the score real quick. Something just happened.
Yeah,
no, Cruz doubles to deep right
field.
field. There we go. God, I want to watch that. It was probably an absolute piss rocket.
That was absolutely hammered.
Did you just watch it?
Yeah.
Dude,
another laser off the right field wall. It's classic.
Yeah. So I thought Soto's pop was different, and it was at the time when he was coming up when he was like 20, and he would just effortlessly swing and take the ball to opposite field to left field. When 9.9 out of 10 people, that ball is probably a fucking line out to the left fielder, and the ball would just go 10 rows back into the outfield, into the seats. I'd be like, what the hell? O'Neal Cruz has another gear above Soto's pop. He's got another gear of pop that I've never seen in my entire life. Never seen it before. Dude's a freak. The guy literally swings at like a baby speed at times, and the ball just goes into the fucking river in right field.
It's insane.
He's a menace. This is
that's a good point. They're kind of an older team, and they've clinched. That's kind of a bigger deal.
Look at what the Dodgers have done last week. They stopped giving a fuck. Why would the oldest team entering the postseason do anything different? Yeah, I'm with you, Matt. But at the end of the day, these are still professionals playing baseball, and when they get in the box, they're still trying to get a hit. No matter what, no matter if they're a little hungover from yesterday, no matter if they're resting one of their stars or two. Once that game starts, they're still trying to win. But I 1,000% agree with you. Yeah, they're going to rest some guys. Yeah, they're going to be hungover. Yeah, they're probably not going to put their best lineup out there today or best bullpen. 100%. I'm with you. I'm just shocked that they put in Kimbrel at the end of that game last night. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Any of these other baseball games, any of these stick out to you? I can't get over this Toronto line today. I mean,
yeah.
What? Dude, this might be the weirdest baseball line. I mean, maybe we're missing something here. Maybe the lineups will be weird, but
they also just clinched last night too.
It was the Yanks, yeah, I'm hip.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a little bit of the reason for it, I would say, but it's pretty hard to ignore because of we all know this, we all have seen this, and I
The
don't
total's
even
also
know.
at 7.5, dude.
Exactly, yeah. And I don't know if they're playing the piggyback situation like they've been doing off of Mitch White with Kikuchi or somebody else coming out of the bullpen, but that's a
I wouldn't be
crazy.
shocked if they're probably not going to rest Judge with this going on because
Can't.
God forbid he doesn't get it, and then you're pointing fingers at Aaron Boone saying, "Holy fuck, you didn't start him that one game. What if he did it that game?" See, I guess you can't rest him, which could cause issues in the postseason. I mean, we know this guy's made of glass bones. He probably should be getting rested right now. So the home run thing might end up fucking the Yankees and Judge in the postseason. Want that on record.
Good.
But would not be shocked to see the rest of that lineup poverty today. Would not
Yeah,
be
I
shocked.
wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised either.
There's got to be something here, dude, because putting Mitch White, one of the worst pitchers in baseball, at plus 107 consensus, plus 110-ish on all the books against Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's a little weird, for sure. The other one that's kind of looking at me in the eye, it's another one of those that's hanging around just under minus 200 with all the money in the bets on them, or at least all the bets, is Aaron Nola against the Cubs. That one's really, really looking really weird to me. I know Wesneski's been good, and I guess they're expecting a little more from him. And I like him against the Phillies lineup, to be honest with you, pitch mix and arsenal wise. And with the 6.5 total, it's kind of screaming that he's going to do the same thing. So I think the Cubs are going to be worth a shot if the Phillies stay around that mark that they are right now.
If they stay under that minus 200 mark?
Yeah, at least around there, kind of in the general area.
You'll be
It's
looking
really
at
only if
potentially
they
play
cross.
them.
Yeah, it's only really if they cross into like 210 plus is where
Okay.
I kind of stop looking at it.
Okay.
Especially like on a late move. But
Okay. Yeah, the Phillies have some pressure going on too, man. They could be folding like a lawn chair too.
yeah,
Who
I mean,
knows?
the Padres. I'm not going to say they're safe, but it's another team where it's going to take a lot for them to be out of it now, and it's really just the Phillies and the Brewers. And the
Yeah.
Phillies, I expect the Brewers to win today, so this is going to be a huge game for the Phillies, and I wouldn't be shocked if they come out and get shut down again by the Cubs. Cubs own them.
Another low-scoring playoff atmosphere type game, and I'll be honest, I watched the end of that Cubs game last night, at least like the highlights. The Cubs were kind of celebrating when they won that game. Like the first baseman caught it and gave like a big old fist bump. They all like went up, dapped each other up. Like they were kind of hyped to play spoiler. So I don't know if there was some shit talking going on during the game or something, but guys, these are these are professional athletes. These dudes are fucking dogs. They're alphas. If the Phillies by some chance maybe chirped the Cubs and said, "You guys fucking blow" during that game when the Phillies were frustrated when they were down, maybe the Cubs turn it up a notch, and maybe they're going to be playing spoiler this whole series.
Yeah.
Step one down last night. I could see it again today. Fuck the Phillies. They blow up. They're terrible.
They do.
They're terrible. Would not be shocked. Would not be shocked. But I cannot get that Toronto line. Something's got to give. Something weird has to come out with these lineups because what is good with that line? Wild. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. All right, let's bring on our guy Gino here. Super, super stoked to have him on. Talk about some lines. This guy's been around the block a little bit longer than we have. Super excited to pick his brain on, what sports books are doing, what they're thinking. Maybe ask him a little bit about the Judge home run boosts. Maybe ask him a little bit about these sketchy lines in NFL this week. Maybe he'll spoon-fed some MLB plays tonight. Let's find out. See what he's got. What's good,
What
Gino?
up, homies?
How we doing, bro?
Good, brother. How we doing? Happy to be here.
Thanks for coming, my man. This is my guy Jovan, my co-host, the brains of the operation. So
The brains and the looks.
yes, sir. Happy to have you on. Happy to have you on. Long overdue. Let the people know real quick what you're working on over at Bet Openly because the people deserve to know what you're doing because it's really fucking cool.
I appreciate that a lot, man, and I'll keep that short. But long story short, it's peer-to-peer, 1% juice. Make your own lines and odds. Pretty much everything I'm working on from now to the end of the year is significantly upping the social aspect. So now you can take a bet. You can text or email directly to a friend. Let's say you got a guy in your ear at a bar. You can literally say, "Here, dude, here's the link. I'll text it to you. Let's bet straight up for 1% juice." The whole point is that books need to exist. I still use books for futures. I still use books for long shot parlays, for props, for live betting. But anytime you got two guys on the opposite side, you can't have both dudes paying 10%. That doesn't make sense. That's all I'm trying to do.
Yeah, and it's a huge W for the community, and we're all rooting for you. If I wasn't taking advantage of all these new sports books popping up in Virginia, taking advantage of these, deposit matches and shit like that, there's a new sports book that pops up here like every month. I've just been ripping the promos. Eventually, they're going to run out, and I'm going to come over to your side because
and technically, do both. Take all their money, have fun with it, save them for long shots and holds, and just use us anytime you have. You can basically, I tell people, scan our market. That's all.
Yeah. No, it's genius, guys. Go check it out. Was it BetOpenly? What's the website? .com. Simple, effective. All right. Wanted to address a tweet that I saw from you the other day.
You're going to give me whack.
Got some traction. Love it. So you and me, Gino, I think, and Jovan too, like we get it, right? We know that these sports books are businesses, right? They're out here to make money just like a restaurant, just like a bar. It's the same shit. And they're going to do what they have to do at the end of the day to make money. They're not here to lose. Hence why, if you're sharp as shit and you're throwing fatty bets, they're going to limit your ass. They're not going to let 100%. You bet. That's how it goes. Okay. But you had a tweet the other day here that kind of made me want to bring you on and just talk it through. I thought it was fire. I'm sure you guys can see my screen. Let me know if you can't. But I thought this was a W. I'm telling bettors right now, Vegas is adapting quickly. The public would have Miami as a favorite against Cincinnati and the Rams as a favorite against San Fran. We're talking about the NFL this week. If you haven't picked up on that, grow up. I used to make lines, odds. And I'm telling you, in my 20-year career, this is the first time I'm seeing more and more true lines used.
I love it.
So I'm not going to lie, Gino. I respect your opinion greatly in this space more than most. When I read this, I got scared. I was like, holy shit, the sports books who are already bigger, faster, stronger, better, and bigger, faster, and stronger, they're getting even better. They're getting even faster. They're getting even stronger.
So the good news, don't be scared.
Okay.
I'm going to break it all down. I'm going to try and not get buried out in the desert. So number one, I will humble myself and say no matter how good I get, Vegas is always going to be better than me.
Yep.
So this was actually an homage to them, and I don't know why some people that work at casinos DM me and like retweet. I was surprised. So I'm like, damn, I struck a chord. I got to do that more. I'm saying something right if people are upset about it.
Yeah.
Well, let me break it down for anyone newer to sports betting or OGs like the three of us that really do get it and take time. Because the respect you gave me, I want to give it back. Communities like this, people that take time to share their knowledge, that's what this is all about. Because people just don't have the time to do what we do. We're lucky and we're fortunate enough to be in this industry. But man, this is not an easy industry. It's like they'll chop your head off. As one day they're holding you as the king, the next day your head's rolling. So what I'll say about this tweet, whenever someone says true lines, what I mean is Vegas is really good at capping. They have a really good idea of where a game is going to settle within a couple percentage points. There's always chance. There's always turnovers. So when I say that, I'm not saying games are fixed. I'm not saying Vegas is paying people off. I'm actually saying the opposite. I'm saying they're so damn good at what they do that they know the true lines and they also know where the public will lean when they release. Mm-hmm. So what they do is they usually blend the two. Mm-hmm. So now I'm getting to something that you can like sink your teeth into. I'm seeing more and more true lines because I think guys like Krabs, guys like your entire podcast, guys like to take the time to give out picks, have more and more reach to casual bettors and are actually making them smarter bettors. So what does that mean? It actually means sharp plays are becoming more common. Public plays aren't just square plays. They're both popular takes and sharp plays blended in. So I'm saying a lot of words, but I'm not getting anything. Now I want to get to something. So when I said that, I was sitting around like old man me, waiting, even though I'm a Niner fan, even though I believe the Dolphins are a good squad, I was waiting to get Cincy +1 and Niners +1 or +110 on the money line.
Or at least to pick them. I mean, Jesus, man. This is nuts.
Because I have all these systems that tell me I'll get 60%, 61, 62% win rate. So I go to Pounce. and I say, damn, Vegas is going to feed the public this week. They're tired of the sharps influencing the public and getting them for more than they're used to being got for, because they can limit individuals. You can't really limit the whole market. So that's why when anyone judges people for giving out knowledge or selling picks, I'm like, dude, these dudes are gangsters. They got blocked years ago. Now they're selling it so 100 people can go put in 1,000 because their 100,000 can't get in.
Yep.
So what I'm saying, I wake up, I want to bet Cincy and I want to bet the Niners. I then see the lines right. There's no value in that. There's no value in Cincy -2, which is what this opened out. I wanted it +1.5. Now it's 4. So now I'm going to talk like a crazy person. I think Cincy wins this game.
Yeah.
But you're going to give me Miami right now on Bet Openly's +200? That's stupid. I have Cincy 61% chance to win this game, right? So I'm going to run some math real quick. 61 out of 100 times Cincy wins. So when I put out Miami money line and it loses, people are like, damn, that dude's a square. He doesn't know what he's doing. Nah, homie. If they win 39 out of 100 and I'm +200, I'm in the green on 100 bets. So literally Vegas fed the public. So now my sharp ass needs to go be with the public and lose 61 out of 100. But the ROI is there now.
Yeah, no, that makes 1,000% sense. And I'm pissed because I wanted to absolutely hammer responsibly the Bengals this week. And now we're beat. It's like, what are we going to do? Like hammer the fucking Bengals ML -200? There's zero value on that, like you said. That's so beat.
And it might win. And the public's going to say favorites are back, but they don't realize that mathematically they lost a percentage on the macro bet over 100.
So you think that, gun to your head, you're saying the Dolphins cover the +4 here. If you had to take a side on the spread here.
Gun to my head. So that's where you're going to be like, what? I think Cincy wins this game between 6 and 7 points.
Okay.
So gun to my head, I'm betting Dolphins money line or nothing.
Okay.
On this game.
Okay.
In this situation. So that's what I was saying. And I don't know why people, and again, not you guys are G's, a bunch of good people reached out. But dude, people like, again, I promise I don't care about trolls. I care about educating. But when dudes are like 100% wrong, there's actually nothing I said that was opinion. It's all fact. Everyone knows Vegas will hold the line sometimes and move it others. So like, I just didn't really understand. Like, that's common knowledge.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was asking, like, I was talking with my roommates about it the other day. I was like, damn, man, like, especially in baseball too, I feel like baseball has been so square, so typical. The easy, thoughtless, simple-minded plays have just been hitting more often than the plays that don't make sense that I just used to absolutely cash in on. And that's my fault for not adapting and adjusting. But I was talking with my buddies about it, and hear me out, and I think you're going to agree. Like you said, with the legalization of sports betting coming to state by state every year, we're getting more and more states make it illegal, whatever. This is an industry that's just beginning, and it's going to take off. It's already taken off, but it's only going to continue to grow. The money in this industry is already significant, and it's only going to get bigger. And honestly, like you said, these books are so smart. It's almost like a foolproof system. They're going to make money in the long run. It is what it is. My point is, maybe, like you kind of hinted at, I joke about it sometimes, but maybe sharp is the new square. Maybe, like you said, the people who are throwing the fatty bets now, they're the ones that are the sharps, right? They're the people who get it. They're the ones that are betting on the weird lines. They're the ones that are taking the underdogs. They're the ones that are taking, the fade the public sides. They're the ones that are taking the bets that nobody wants to take because, in the years past, more often than not, those are the bets that smack, right? Yep. Maybe now the books have kind of realized, shit, the people who we're going to be overexposed on, the people whose bets we actually care about, the ones that are coming in with the fat wallets, they're throwing their bets on the sharp sides now. And the public is starting to follow. They're starting to learn. They're getting smarter. So, your fucking college roommate who hasn't hit a bet in 2 months, who only parlays all the favorites every week, he's starting to adapt, and he's learning to take underdogs as straight bets. And he's starting to, he was starting to make money. And now the books are like, shit, we need to change this. We're going to start letting the public dumb new bettors who are only throwing $20 on bets, on the favorites, on the bets that make sense. we're going to let them fucking lose their money, and we're going to let them hit their bets here, and we're going to take the money from the sharps who are on the right side who are throwing their fatty bets.
And you get it completely.
Is the new sharp.
And you get it completely. And this is so I agree with everything you just said. And then I just want to add a layer to it. The sharps that got their Cincy bet in at minus 120 money line, they're good. They're set. There is way more than a 52%, 53% chance that or it's actually I would need 55 for that to break even. They're set. I got them at 61. Again, I'm not saying like I'm some god and I'm never wrong. I'm wrong all the time. But technically, mathematically speaking, they have a sound position. Their ROI is strong no matter how the game turns out. That's what people don't understand. I don't really care how games turn out. I know I sound like I'm trying to be philosophical. I'm not. I lose all the time. Things that I'm convinced could never happen, always happen. I just want to have my bets out there like I have my cryptocurrencies and like I have my stock. I want to buy low and I want to sell high. So I think Cincy wins this game. Anyone that bets Cincy up to minus 130, good bet. But now that it's minus 200, the squares, so to Krabs' point, I'm not correcting him. Everything he said was right. I would just change a little. The squares come on to the sharp side late. The problem is they have the same bet. They might walk away a winner, but they don't realize that they actually had negative ROI. That's where Vegas is going to absolutely smack. They got Krabs coming on saying, I got Cincy money line. What they don't know is Krabs got it at 1.2 units to win 1, and they're jumping on at 2 units to win 1. And that's what I was trying to say is Vegas is very quick now to go straight to true line when they sense the public is on the sharp side. So I think we're saying the same thing.
I've never seen lines move so early and so fast than they do this year. It's
right
insane.
Away. The money
it's
and
insane.
the ticket. You would never – bro, I
Jovan,
bought
we've noticed it, dude. It's nuts. Like these lines, we got to start getting these bets in the fucking the weekend before, like the night these lines drop. And to be honest with you, like we've been, we're smarter than most heads, I feel like, at least betting wise, because we're so involved with it. But like, we're not the fucking dude wearing the wife beater with the fucking mob accent who's been in Vegas for 50 years, who knows where these lines are going to move every time, right? So, it's tough to kind of balance trusting our gut and going with our instincts and picking lines, picking teams the week before that we think are going to win no matter what, rather than like what me and Jovan usually like to do, Gino. And that's, watch the line move a little bit, see where it's going, see where the money's coming in, and use that to kind of help with the betting. Here's another tweet I wanted to kind of discuss here from our guy John, who works for BetMGM, who's been spoon feeding cool data. So this is kind of a two-headed question. People who work for the books, they've been putting out more info about what they're taking in this year than I've ever seen, which I think is cool. But is it cool? Do you think they're putting out this info for a reason? Do you think all these people working for the books, and I've seen so much talk about all the underdogs grubbing in NFL so far this year. I've seen so many tweets like this from guys who work for sports books. Do you think they're doing this to get more action on the weird sides, like the Dolphins at a weirdly heavy underdog this week, which almost seems free, right? The public's seeing the Dolphins be absolutely dominant against the Bengals, who are in the Super Bowl hangover, who look like shit. The Bengals. The Dolphins seem too easy. They seem free. And then you see all this propaganda from these people who work for the books talking about underdogs. Well, the sports books don't want this. The sports books want everything 50-50 so they can make their consistent money on the juice and not be overexposed, right? So
100%.
The two-headed question here is, number one, how do you take this info that you see from people who work for the books with tweets like this? Tweets like I'm sure you saw from the guy who posted about Caesars being overexposed on Oregon State. Did you see that whole situation with the guy who tweeted out?
That's not real sharp money. The fact that they just came in and beat that down from 12.5 to 5.5 and it's still covered.
But
I'm not that good. I want to be that good, but I'm not.
You saw the whole tweet situation, right? Where the guy who worked for Caesars tweeted out that they had Oregon State. They had more bets on Oregon State than any bets on NFL so far that week. They had 3 times as many bets on Oregon State on their book as they did on any college football spread that week, which scared me off of Oregon State, which in turn cost me money, and I'm fucking pissed. So the two-part question here is, number one, how do you take this information from people who work for the books? And number two, do you think that they're throwing out all this underdog propaganda and making the good teams this week, the Rams and the Dolphins, at weirdly long underdogs for a reason, because they're trying to get us to put our money on that side, and then the Bengals and the 49ers are going to absolutely roll this weekend?
I'll throw you two bones. So one, all data is good data. They're putting it out there. I'm not calling it like a trap or like they're fishing you onto the wrong side. There could be some of that, but I'm not willing to go that far yet. They don't really have to. The public does, like ESPN does a better job at throwing squares off than a book and a tweet ever can. They just sit there and they all pick. All you see is the favorite logos on the bottom of the screen, and run away whenever you see everyone pick one team. So one, all data is good data. It's good to know it. Two, this is going to sound boring and people are going to walk away like, that's it? That's all you guys got? But I want everyone to walk away never forgetting this. The number one system in the world is where you can get value. And how do you get value? Where the lines move away from. So the fact that the Dolphins are now plus 200 instead of plus 110, that is far more value than I can get staying up all night crunching numbers. Far more. Because Vegas is crazy exposed on Cincy, so they need to get money on Miami, and I'm going to help them. I'm going to say, here's my money. I know it's only going to win 39% of the time, but I'm okay. So watch the line movement. The line movement is almost more telling than the tickets and the percentage, because you'll see two games that have public's favorite on one side, sharps are on the other, and one moves and one doesn't. That's the number one thing you can do to make a macro decision on, should I jump on? So not to brag, I was on Oregon State. I think I got them at 7.5. I didn't get the 12.5. But the reason I wasn't scared is I saw it drop so quickly.
Yeah.
If they were holding the line, I'm like, nah. The Vegas.
Then they're okay. They're okay with being overexposed. They're okay. If that line isn't moving, then you're fine.
The second they moved it 5 points, I said, "Oh shit, they're worried here." So then I jumped in at 7.5, gave it out in DD at 7.5, and then it went to 5.5. And I won't brag. I'll say the sad part. I said, guys, I'm taking USC. I think I got it at -5 at kickoff. And I said, why? Like, what's the odds of middling that? Super small, but you have the hook over 7.5. And I said they moved it so far and stuck it that I now feel like I'm in a good place. Obviously, what you really wanted was to have the 5 and the 12.5. But yeah. I watched it move so much and then stop moving that I said, damn, I don't really like this game that much. And I lost 5 points of value. I was okay getting in and out at like, hey, I have 3 really good points, 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5, that I'm okay, not even watching the game.
Okay.
Didn't turn out how I wanted it.
Okay. I have so many questions. Do you think sports books lines that they put out, do you think these lines are actual projections of what's going to happen, of the final score of the game? Or do you think that these lines are set and moved and manipulated to get us to bet on the wrong side?
I know it's the latter.
Okay, yeah, good. That's what I thought too. Yeah.
So when I say true lines, that is actually what they believe is going to happen.
Okay.
Without a doubt. The latter
so you're
part,
saying that's why you're saying the Bengals at -4 now is like the true line, right? But we didn't expect that to be what it is. We probably expected it to be closer to a pick-em-ish, right? With how bad they've looked and how good the Dolphins have been. -4 is that true line. -4 is what they actually think is going to happen, which we almost never see. We almost never get those true lines.
Yeah, going back to your question, gun to my head, I'm Cincy -4 or Miami money line.
Okay.
Those are the only 2 plays I have on this game. I think Cincy wins by 6 to 7. So again, sounding crazy. I think the Dolphins are a great team. They're just banged up, short week. I can check 100 boxes. Cincy finally gets to go home.
Terrible spot for the Dolphins. A team that I've been high on and thinks, and they're absolutely electric. I fucking love their. I don't know if there's another 1-2 duo better than Waddle and Tyreek right now in the NFL. I don't know if there's another one. So Football Brain also says they're good, but it's a terrible spot for the Dolphins.
And one thing, I hate recycling data, but I think people here listening will enjoy this. The Dolphins are not a fluke, and neither are the Jaguars. And everyone's like, what? Yeah. Are you big on them? No, just hear me out. Just a piece of data. The last 6 years, the teams that spend the most money on free agency add 3 wins and take away 3 losses to their schedule. Do you know how fucking big that is?
Is that just NFL?
In NFL?
Yep.
Add 3 wins and take away 3. That is huge. And guess who spent the most this offseason on free agents?
Dolphins and Jags.
Jags 1, Dolphins 2.
There we go.
Just know that, like, and this is the kind of stuff that people bet on. I don't know if you remember how many people came out and said this Jags over-under is a trap. It shouldn't be this high. They weren't that great last year. It's not that it wasn't my lock of the year or anything. I don't even love the Jags over-under. I think it was like 8. But point being, there was real strong data that they should improve by 3 games. We had 6 years of it. And that's 6 different teams consistently spending money because the public perception of that team is still jaded. They enter the season and still the Jags. We don't really absorb the information. We're yet to have that game. Like, I'll give you another example. We're yet to have that game that Atlanta is who we thought they were. Mm-hmm. Atlanta's banged 3 games. They're in every game. They're an NFL team. I'm still waiting to say, oh, okay, see, I was right. The public loves being right. They're waiting for this blowout Atlanta to say that they suck. Dude, these are grown-ass men that play backup. These dudes would tear my arms off and beat me with them. The dudes that we say are scrubs. Like, that's all. Straight up.
I have another question, and then I want to see if Jovan's got anything for you, and then we could kind of dive into some plays for today. Wanted to pick your brain on your thought process on these sportsbook boosts that they've been really promoting of late. Like, we saw this yesterday, right? DraftKings was boosting out Aaron Judge to record a hit, just 1 hit yesterday. Shit didn't even pay. Now the sports books did what they had to do because people, I mean, there's going to be a fucking angry mob that showed up at their HQ if they didn't. They refunded the bet, right? I mean, Gino, we both know that over the last 7 games, when Aaron Judge hasn't hit a home run in the last 7 games, the sports books have made an absolute killing
crushing it
on these boosts because they've had boosts every day for Judge to get a home run, and the dude hasn't done it yet, and they've made so much coin, 7x every day, right? They made so much coin on all 7 of those games where they are more than willing to continue to give out boosts and just give the people a freebie once he finally does it. But it's like guessing when lightning's going to strike. Honestly, people thought it was going to be too easy. People keep doubling down saying, oh, he's got to do it. Oh, he's got to do it. Oh, he's got to do it. Well, it's still hitting a baseball over the fence really far against a guy throwing 95. It's fucking hard as shit.
And he's getting walked.
He's getting walked all the time. Yeah. It's bullshit. It's
to me, it's stuff like this. And again, the sportsbooks aren't my enemy. I use them. They provide a premier service. Yep. What I would say is I'm an old man, so let's deal with the old man for a second. This is the Roman Empire throwing out bread to the peasants. Okay. They're literally like, dude, we're crushing you. Here, your bet cancels. Because what they're doing here, I don't know like the nuanced laws of our country, but technically they're not supposed to like give out money or it's taxed different. Maybe it's taxed different. So what they'll do is they'll take like, hey, pick your team money line, and they give you -500 or +100. That's their way of like giving out money, and they can write that off as a loss versus when they actually give out money. So it's just like an accountant finagling. But again, I'm trying to give the truth, and I'm trying to give like the deviant motive. Mm-hmm. They want people betting props. Props are juiced to the fucking moon, and they want people that don't usually bet them to bet them and win. And like heroin, you can't just have one taste. And that's what they're trying to do. That's why they give free parlay. That's why they're trying to get you to do the things that they make the most money on. And again, I don't blame them. It's a business.
100%. And they're here to make money. It is what it is. Like you said, they've made so much coin off this Aaron Judge debacle that they are more than okay with giving out another boost tonight. I'm sure we'll see him. But do you think, I've seen these Twitter accounts for these sports books, absolutely pumping up their boosts and stuff like that. Like, are they giving these boosts out for people to lose money on them? Or do you think they're genuinely trying to give people a handout, a freebie because they're up so much coin?
I think
or is it maybe both?
I think
it's the latter.
Well, no, here, let me try and reword that. I think they're finding things that are currently popular on social media to tap into new users. So they are trying to give out a little bit of money. they're not trapping people. That they're not that good. Like that if you just do the math on how many times has Judd got on base, or like the math's there. You could just look at his versus the pitcher. You can blend those two odds and come up with that. They're not like that. They're not evil. What their evil motive is Mr. Nobody bets that for the first time ever. And so it's like the 1 yard quarterback one. That one's a little easier, right?
Right.
Yeah.
They're just getting someone to come in for the first time ever.
And think betting's easy, right? Oh, it's this easy.
It's this easy.
Here's a bet I hit.
Now I have 200. With my first bet, now I have 400. Why wasn't I doing this my whole life?
And I see it all the time. Like my buddies will hit a fucking boost on a book and they'll be like, all right, what home run parlay are we sending tonight with this? I'm like, no, what are you doing? You're just giving the fucking money back because you feel like it's free. You know what I mean?
It's the first touchdown. It's the first basket. They're short-term futures. The math of the outcome is literally just baked in. They don't care who wins. I mean, obviously, you would think they care, like if they lose money, if everyone's on one player. But technically, macro, they don't care. They just
the odds are so bad on these first touchdown scores. The odds are so bad on these home run props. It's so ridiculous. Seeing guys consistently in the plus 200s or low plus 300s to hit a home run every day. Are you fucking kidding me? That's the value you're giving us? Yeah. Plus 250 for Mike Trout last night to hit a home run? You're telling me to guess a guy to hit a ball over the fence, the hardest thing to do in sports, is plus 250? Are you fucking kidding me? That is no value. That is
the fact that you can even fade Aaron Judge and take his no home run for however many days you've done it in a row is absolutely nuts. It's absolutely crazy. That's a sensible odds type thing that you can place.
It's facts.
The last time I got pegged for bullying on TikTok, someone made a video about a Mike Trout triple. And all I did was reply and say, congrats on the big win, but please don't tell people to do this, because I literally just pulled up his number of triples versus number of at-bats the last 3 years. And I don't know if y'all know, Trout is declining heavily on the triple scale, as anyone will as they age.
Yeah, he's not as fast.
And I didn't even, I talk shit, but I love it. I don't ever talk shit about people's race, sex, anything that's meaningful. I talk shit about the sports plays.
Your TikTok account is elite. You address comments. I think it's awesome. So keep doing what you're doing.
And I got flagged for bullying I was like,
I mean, you're gonna get anything you do, you're gonna get chirped about, because people behind a keyboard are jealous and they want to be you, and they're miserable, and they're gonna find a way to chirp you. That's just how life goes. You just got to suck it up. If they're not doing that, you're not doing it right, Gino. Just know that.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that a lot.
But I think we're on the same page with just about everything. Jovan, you got any questions for the man? I mean, he seems to know his shit. I know you got something baking up in that brain.
Yeah. I kind of want to talk, or for you to talk to the people about kind of your long-term approach to betting a particular season, whether it's MLB, whether it's NFL. I guess NFL would probably morph into this category, but I think you're talking about the value of taking a Dolphins plus 200 money line as opposed to taking the Bengals -4 of where it's at. I think that's where a lot of people get lost. So one of my pet peeves is hearing the term value. When people bring it up and don't know what it means, they just simply think, hey, this is an underdog that I think is going to win, so there's value on this line. Or I think this line should be different than it is. There's value on this line. So long term, how do you what defines value for you? I know you talked about it a little bit.
No, I like it.
How do you use that in the full term of a season?
And first, before I give you the answer, I agree. People use this value like it's sugar. You can put it on anything and it makes them sound smart. So I actually wholeheartedly agree with you. Although it's one of the words I use the most, it's actually one of my least favorite words, because I see people use it. I ask and their answer did not describe value. So I'll give you a couple pieces of the puzzle. One, the best thing anyone on this podcast can walk away from, if they're trying to make money gambling or just have fun and lose less, I'm cool with either one, dude. I lost so much money in my 20s, but I don't want a nickel back. I was blacked out at bars doing Jaeger bombs, and I loved it. Mm-hmm. So long story short, make your own lines and odds, even if you're terrible at it. Sincerely, before you look at the Vegas lines and odds, just write where you think it should be based on your eye test. That alone is going to tell you a lot. And if a line is vastly different than what you wrote down, no offense, you're probably just not sharp, and you should stay away from the bet that you were gonna make because you're on the square side. No, I'm being real.
Yeah.
So now, if you make a line and it's close to what comes out, you have a good read on those two teams. So pat yourself on the back. These aren't like wins and losses. I don't want you to be like, okay, this sounds like a lot of work and not a lot of action. But this will help you. You can freaking go down. Dude, our minds are so dialed in. We watch so much sports. You can rattle off just the primetime games, what you think the line will be, over, under, and team total, and do the inverse of what you think. If you make the wrong line and you see value, do not bet it. I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying you're getting punked by people that know what they're doing. So that's step one. Step two, the easiest system to make money long term. Obviously, everyone knows I have my t-shirts that say Fade the Public. If you guys email me your address, I'll mail you it. It just says Fade the Public, bet openly, peer-to-peer.
I mean, I would rock the shit out of that shirt. That's perfect.
I'll get you both. I got 3 colors. I'll send you both, all 3 colors. They hit. People, they're great to wear in public too. People like give you fist bumps at a bar and be like,
I mean, Gino, that's literally right on my alley. Could not think of a better shirt.
I got you, dog. So tell me and I'll mail it to you. So when you look for value, don't just use the sugar coated word that it, like the homie said, it's bullshit. But ask where you're going to find it. Find out where people are over betting one side and moving a line. Now, Vegas is saying you caught on and we are exposed and we're moving it. There's value on fading the public when the line moves. There is not value on fading the public when Vegas sticks the line. I think people need to separate the two. I can't tell you the biggest mistake I ever made. I bought my first house off CBS Sports app, and I'm not joking. I never told anyone about it. No one knew they had that odds tab for my first year on TikTok. Every one of my videos, people said, where is this screenshot? Where is this screenshot? I essentially sent thousands of people to there. And those motherfuckers have changed it since then.
No way.
All I did, it was the best, quickest, cheapest way to find RLM, reverse line movement. And they have since changed. Caesars now sponsors them. When I got on that thing 12 years ago, no Caesars and no bullshit. It was all real. And if I was drunk or about to bet a game, I would go on, look at the ticket size, and look how the line moved. So I want to repeat that for anyone. If the line moves with the tickets, there is value on the other side. That's one way. If the line doesn't, it sticks with the tickets, do not go on the other side. Vegas is telling you they're comfortable. So just make sure you separate the two. They're very important because, to my point, I can't tell you how many TikTokers I see now showing that screenshot and just fading the public tickets.
Yeah.
But they're missing the most important part. It's what did the line do with that?
Yep.
It's like the fact that it shows they didn't listen to me. So a couple guys are commenting, where can I get the shirt? So Gino@betopenly.com, my email. Send me your address and your size, and I'll mail you them. I'll go show people them, and I'm not selling them. They're for free. So happy to get those out, or hit up Crab, and maybe he makes me a list and I mail them out.
You're a beast. You're a
there
beast.
you go. Thanks, bro.
Gino@betopenly.com.
Yeah, and I'll mail people some t-shirts.
Be careful what you wish for, because they're coming. You guys better drop a follow on Gino's fucking Instagram or his TikTok and Twitter, and check out That Openly if he's sending you a shirt. All right.
Someone's saying, can we see it? I'll hold it up. I got him literally like 2 minutes away.
Well,
so
go ahead.
The last thing I'll say. So one, don't just fade the public. Fade the public and watch how the line moves.
Okay.
Please do that. That is so important. I can't tell you how much money Vegas is making off showing people to Krabs' suspicions. Now I want to feed his conspiracies a little bit because they're actually valid. When Vegas shows you the public's on one side but the line's stuck, they're begging you to go on the other side. That's when they're finagling a little bit. They're saying, hey, 80% of tickets, 80% of money here. And they're like, nope, hold the line. This is where we get them.
Yeah, so they're begging you to bet on the other side so they can even out their handle, right?
They're begging you. So just watch that. Super important. Now, moving forward, I want to give you guys some actual plays to walk away with and see if I know what the fuck I'm talking about or just talking on my ass. So one of my favorite bets has actually become the Grand Salami. Used to be a square play. Used to be overjuiced. Let me tell you why it's not now. Vegas actually moves all the individual lines way quicker than they touch that. So I want to feed the homies. So diving straight in, I've won 7 in a row, so I'm high on them right now. Today I have the under 121.5. for 2 units. And my 3 plays of the day are under. So what am I doing with the Grand Salami? The Grand Salami for me has become a diverse bet. I like 5 unders today and only 2 overs. Even if I'm wrong and go 4 and 3, or God forbid, 3 and 4, I still have a chance to win because I have this, it's a conglomerate of bets, like a hedge fund. So what I will say is if you can look at under bet things at a book, that's where you can still find value. I can unfortunately tell you first touchdown and home run is not one of them. Nerfy and Yurfy aren't them. But there are still great ways to find where a couple bets moves the market and go the opposite way.
That is genius. So instead of you putting 3 units on 1 under, you're putting a unit or 2 on an under, and you're taking the under on the Grand Salami on days you think that there's going to be more unders than overs, and you're diversifying your portfolio and kind of hedging yourself out. If you're wrong on that one game, but think more games go under than over, you're still in good shape. That's fucking smart.
Yeah.
And can I share my screen for a half a second?
Yeah, if it lets you, please do.
Yeah. I don't mind anyone calling me out, but I want them to see that, 1, I know Bender, but 2, just so I can show you that I make my own plays.
Sure.
And y'all can hate or not. I make them publicly, and you can ask our entire group. So this is where it is. Bender's in this group, and those are my plays for today. So
Let's go.
Just telling y'all that this, I don't mind it. I just, when people talk and like try and discredit, I don't care about that person. I care that they're trying to stop me from educating masses. Don't care about the individual. So I hope that's helpful. There's the plays, and you'll see I'm heavily stacked on 3 unders. That's why this is the biggest bet, because although this is my solo play of the day, when you have 3, and then if you want to see, I'm giving out the whole shebang today.
Jovan, he's thinking Glasnow is going to pitch pretty good today.
I mean, for his 4 innings, he should. Okay, he'll be good, and I trust the bullpens. I like that Yandy is coming back in that lineup, and he's probably going to be a little slow out of the gates. I mean, overall, I think it's a solid bet.
I got to ask you, Gino, and I appreciate you showing the bets for today. And like I said, people are going to chirp you no matter what because they're haters, and if they're not chirping you, you're not doing anything right.
I probably don't. It don't hurt my feelings. I just want the people listening to not discredit that. All my TikToks about is on educating. That's all I care about.
You're a man of the people, and we appreciate it. The smart people, you're the people close to you, and people whose brains work know that. So good shit. Keep it up. Got to talk about this line, though, Gino. And I know you've looked at it because you're on the under in this game, which I also like. Mitch White stinks, Gino. Mitch White is terrible. The Yankees have Garrett Cole going tonight. Now, the Yankees did just clinch last night, so maybe they're going to be, putting out their B-team lineup, although, like me and Jovan were discussing earlier, there's no way in fuck that they benched Aaron Judge because, God forbid, he doesn't hit a home run the rest of the year. Aaron Boone's going to get canned because he benched him this one game where he could have done it, right? There's no way. Now, maybe Judge will DH tonight. I could definitely see that, but his bat will be in the lineup for sure.
Without a doubt.
Why in the hell are the Blue Jays only plus 105 and Garrett Cole and the Yankees minus 125 against one of the worst pitchers, one of the most home run throwing starters in baseball, Mitch White, who's dog shit? What is this line? I would have set this line at the Yankees minus 175 at least.
You know what's funny is this is one of the games I got asked about, like in DMs, and I joked and said the only way I'd bet that is Toronto because it makes no sense. Now that doesn't mean I bet it. I'm a little more conservative and older, where I'll just stay away from things that don't make sense to me. Or some people try and find an excuse to bet them. But everything you said is right. To me, I think you're being a little egregious. I would say the true line here is like Yankees minus 145 or something. I do think Toronto is actually a good squad. Obviously, there's a huge variance in 2 pitchers. But if gun to head, my money would actually be on Toronto in this position.
Good.
That just because if it doesn't make sense to me, I do the opposite of what makes sense.
Yes, that's good. And that's exactly what I wanted to hear, Gino, because I don't think I can't bet. I don't think I can't not bet on Toronto tonight with this line because it absolutely reeks. Everyone's going to be on Garrett Cole minus 125. Everyone's going to want to bet on the Yankees, thinking Judge is doing it tonight. I've already heard it so much today on my timeline. today's the day. This is when Judge does it. Shit. I'm the guy who's been taking Judge's under home runs every game for the last 7 games and rolling over the winnings. And even I said last night, I'm a little bit worried about this game with Mitch White, with how terrible he is. So even I'm thinking it. I'm the biggest contrarian, fade the public, bet on what doesn't make sense guy on earth. I have to take Toronto here. There's no doubt in my mind. I love the under with you. I'm right there with you. I think this line is very telling, 7.5 with how bad Mitch White is. That tells me this game is going to soar under. And I just think if you take the under in every Yankees game until Aaron Judge does it, you're in a good place because that team is tight as shit. And Aaron Judge, who is by far their best hitter, and the rest of that lineup has really kind of struggled in the second half of the season. He's playing tight. And he's also not getting strikes. And when he does, he's not hitting them out of the park. I know it's coming. The dude's a freak. He's probably going to still do it. There's like 10 games left. But I'm going to continue to bet on his under home runs. And I have to take Toronto in this spot because this line absolutely reeks, Gino. It reeks.
And what I'll tell you, too, just to like justify the shady line, in my opinion, because I love baseball, I'll be happy to come on and talk baseball till I'm blue in the face with you guys, maybe in the playoffs. Have me on. I love series bets in baseball. What I will say, just trying to give some alternative narratives, there's no denying that Garrett Cole's better than Mitch. Let's just move that one off. I will say Blue Jays have more to win right now than the Yankees. The Yankees are pretty much the 2 seed, where the Blue Jays do not want to go into the Yankees. They want the Guardians as the wild card. So that, to me, gives a little bit on why it beat down, why the Toronto is such a low favorite. To me, Toronto's more afraid to go into Yankees. They really want the Guardians. So that, again, I just try and read into like what would justify it being so
and
shady.
that definitely justifies it a little bit for sure and makes sense why the line's a little closer than expected. I still think it's too close. I still
agree.
think that line's too short. Yeah, it's weird.
I wholeheartedly agree that it should have been 140, 120. It smells funny.
Yeah, we're on the same page, Gino, and I appreciate you coming on here. I think this convo went great, and that went by way too quick, so we will 100% do this again. I'll hit you up closer to when MLB.
Let me show you the T-shirts real quick. Sorry, I'm
let's see it.
And I meant that, guys. I got 120 to give away.
Beast.
Fire.
Just a man of the people. Absolute man of the people. Let's get some W's in chat for Gino.
Huge dubs.
Did you guys enjoy this combo today? I mean, talking with him about lines, I feel like my brain just got bigger, faster, and stronger. I feel like I'm ready to roll.
There we go.
Let's go. Such a W, bro.
You got gray, red.
The red makes you look like you're evil and like an evil genius.
I got gray, red, and white. I got medium through double XL. I've gotten some people hit me up, but hey, I'm triple X. I'm sorry. They just did medium to double X.
Unbelievable, Gino. Well, keep up doing what you're doing, my man. You are benefiting the community long term. And Jovan and I are absolutely rooting for you and Bet Openly. I think it's fucking awesome. And I hope more people start using it. If you guys haven't checked it out, please do. And give my man Gino a follow on TikTok and Twitter. Definitely worth it. Okay. Gino, we'll have you come on here again. Any parting words before we go? Because we do got to close it down.
Yep. The only thing I'll say is we added contests to Bet Openly. Contests are all the upside of parlays and none of the mathematical disadvantage. You get to set your own rules. They're as little as $10, as much as $1,000, and you get to pick the number of teams and number of people in them. So literally, it's like a daily fantasy where you get to pick a whole slate, sweat out 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different games, and whoever wins the most takes 99% of the pot. My competition takes 30% of the pot on contests. I take 1%. So I'm going to get Krabs and the homies on board. I'm going to give away some free contests and get people in there. But we'll say that for playoff baseball.
Awesome. Gino, You're the man. Keep doing what you're doing, my man. Seriously, we appreciate you coming on. Good luck. Give my man Gino a follow. He's absolutely killing it. And he's a huge W for the gambling community. Gino, have a great day. We'll have you on here again soon. All right, Beast?
See ya.
Peace, brother. Well, that was sick.
Awesome.
That was a W. Trent, sorry we ran a minute late. We're going to go ahead and shift this over. His email is gino@betopenly.com. I'm not dealing with it and dealing with the shirt stuff. You guys can email him respectfully. Okay. Jovan, as always, my man, I appreciate it. We'll sync up later.
For sure.
Right,
Yep.
Catch you guys. We'll be seeing.